Bricks and clacks, building blocks, let's begin. Stacks on stacks, with beards we always win. In a world of plastic, our minds spin. Brick by brick, where do we dive in? Brickin' with the beard, we never stop. Talking pieces, colors going over the top. Custom sets, landscapes, got a shop. Tunes drop, make the hobby pop. From vintage sets to modern themes, minifig dreams with studs and seams. Castle walls, spaceship beams. Listen close, hear the gear screams. Connecting fans, yo, that's the plan. Building bonds piece by piece, man. Every episode more than just sand. Confidence grand, bricks in hand.
What is going on, everybody? What is up on this beautiful Wednesday night? I feel like that I should take that intro at this point and just add George to it.
Yeah, the new intro is pretty sick. I like it.
How's everybody doing on this Wednesday night? Are they all docked in, ready to go?
Locked, cocked, docked, and ready to rock.
Ready to rock it.
I like how you snuck that one in there.
I don't know.
You got a big weekend coming up, don't you, Richard?
Yeah. I don't know if anybody's been keeping up on Instagram, but I think I gotta get this done by tomorrow night, and boxed and put in a van, because technically I had Friday off, but we had another service advisor quit, so they're letting me leave early. The doors open at 9:30 to set up. I'm hoping to have the van packed there with me, leave at 12 on the way home. Hopefully that'll give me about 5.5 hours to set up. The only thing that sucks is I was going to pick on Caden tonight and send him some pictures afterwards. I have zero ideas where to put minifigs in this city, except for some wounded people laying up against the church. I've got the little area outside that I use the net for to build the little fake canopy. Yep. I'm going to put 2 people underneath that. I'm going to put 2 people in the tank that's driving out of the city, but since I don't have that back road done yet, it's not going to make sense. I don't have the road that George's bulldozer's on done yet, and it won't be done. So that's going to be another thing that won't make it. So that's another minifig I won't have. And I'm going to take no German soldiers with me. I'm just tanking I may put them, but I'm going to take the Tiger tanks and the Panzer just to lay them beside it to show it's coming.
Sure.
That's the beautiful thing about a bulldozer, is you can use it to make new roads.
Well,
it's true.
Unfortunately, if I put somebody in the bulldozer and push it forward, whatever was underneath the bulldozer is actually still underneath the bulldozers. It doesn't change color. It doesn't actually. I tried last night really hard to remove studs and make them into tiles, but you built it crappy, man. It just doesn't.
That was the first bulldozer ever made. I don't know what to tell you.
I will say tonight, though, I do have I'm not going to say that I often, because I do. I'm one of those people that I don't do it a lot, but I do try to one up people. I've one up George tonight. I can't wait for you to see this. I have one up George in one of his own games. Technically 2 of his games, but I'm going to call it 1.
You have my attention.
Well, you'll see. You got 45 minutes until that attention gets brought up. But how's everybody doing tonight? We got we got Sam in the chat, Mr. Rob Claxton, It's K Today, David Kraus, Crimson Toaster, Kennedy. Cajun says, hello, everyone. I hope you're all having a great night. And what has to be packed up? The entire Bastogne.
I'll offer to come down there and help you set up, but I'll be driving you to New York this weekend, so.
How are you? I meant to ask you last time and didn't. How are you liking your new job?
It's good. It's definitely different. This is my first time working on the corporate side of things, or the big commercial side of things. Mm-hmm. But it's going well. They're sending me to New York to train their new team in the new kitchen they just opened. So,
is it a new restaurant totally?
So it's the same company. So the way the company kind of functions, they have all of the storefront cafes, and then in each city there's a kitchen that feeds that. So did you just do that? I was like, why are they laughing? I just noticed that. So they just opened their first cafe, opens I think in May. So they're training everybody.
How does that work? Do you have like a you go up there with a itinerary of you have to teach them what they want you to teach them?
They supposedly have a kind of an idea of what they're like trying to do. They've already gotten like the full-on training. I'm more up there for like moral support as they kind of work into their like mock production, if you will.
So you're the super.
And then that way, pretty much. And then that way, when their stuff goes live, their team is confident. So
we got some EMS Bricks in the house. Says, "Hey, my Brickin friends, ready for the weekend." Mayo Hosco says, "Hey." It's True Squadron say your mock is looking pretty fantastic, sir.
I am trying my best. It's hard to like you can't even see the top of it from here, but that's gonna be most of it.
My favorite thing about Caden's mock so far is not the way it looks in the front. Is a couple of weekends ago, me, Caden, and George did like a behind the scenes like meet hangout thing while we were all building our mocks, and George just goes, "Are you working on a table built by 2x4s?"
Yeah, I'm standing behind it.
Table.
Yeah, it's like, wow, you must have rich. George thinks I'm rich. I've got that many extra 2x4s in dark gray laying around and just have an entire works table built out of 2x4.
I will tell you what, though, that'd be a sturdy ass table.
It would be. That's dedication.
It was solid, yeah.
The cube you got, that like a cube that size, that's not going anywhere.
I mean, this thing's practically hollow and it's not going anywhere.
As long as it's not stack bonded, you got to do runner bond to lock them together.
Exactly.
We got General Tron's Brick says, "Howdy all. What is going on?" Yeah, it's this weekend. I'm hoping to see some faces around town that it sounds really weird, but I know a lot of people. Not too many people, I guess, know that I do this, and I'm hoping I see some people that I know that don't expect it. I just actually, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not that annoyed by it. There is a lot of people that are displaying in my lug that are. We just got the layout today.
Yikes! And the show is Saturday.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The only other thing I don't like about the layout, it looks like he uses whatever the Todd uses.
Okay.
All the tables are color coded, blah 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 blah. The only thing I don't like about it is I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not.
No.
I mean, anyway,
there's kind of sort of see that.
There is a lot of tables that just have a square footage beside it or a length beside it, but so there's 4 people on an 80-foot section. One of those people's builds I know are only about maybe 5 foot. Mine right now is maybe 6 foot. Where's that other 80 feet? Because the other 2 people are in the lug, and I don't think anybody has anything like size wise.
Yeah, I mean 80 feet is ridiculous.
I do not like, unless they have some things set up, is whether everybody wants, I don't think anybody wants to deny it, but when you're at a Lego show, at a convention, everybody likes for people to come up to them and recognize them. They want you to come up and say, "Hey man, that's an awesome build." They have the vendors in the middle. So while you're looking at me, if you turn around, there's a vendor, and I think that's going to take away from getting attention on a lot of these artists.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I like how Brick Fair was set up last year. We had kind of the avenue of vendors in like the back of the hall, and
we
everything
were set
else
up in a good area last year.
Yeah, well, you guys were like right inside. So as they let the people through the door on the North Hall, you were right there, and we weren't too we were kind of it for the military last year. If you came in the main door, like you walked into Charm City Lug, which I had some stuff in, and then if you walked if you beelined it towards the back, you walked straight into military. So we were in a pretty solid spot. Remember 2017, I think we were like right in front of the door, And we didn't have enough stanchions, so we grabbed a whole rolling cart of chairs and went to Walmart, bought duct tape and caution tape, and made our own stanchions.
EMS says,
pretty entertaining. I'll see if I can find a picture.
we'll be there on Saturday. Then we are heading to the mountains. Mayo says, I'm building a playlist while listening. General Tron says, unless you're in Oregon, I probably won't see you. Laugh out loud. Sorry, I'm unable to travel for at the moment. And then Lego History Sam's that said that he has smoke on the ship.
See, I'll believe it when I see it, because he's had smoke on the ship like 4 times, and every time he goes to move it, it falls apart. Then he rebuilds it. I love getting those pictures. It'll be like 4 a.m.
I wasn't gonna call
like
him
4 a.m. and I'll get a picture from Sam, and it's just like, it broke. I'm like, all right. And then he sends me a picture a couple hours later. He's putting it back together.
Hopefully, you guys don't get a picture of a broken Arleigh Burke destroyer. We're taking it on its maiden voyage to a show this weekend, so wish me luck.
Oh yeah.
What
What you heading to?
What's that, Gene?
What show?
Nebraska Brick Days, Omaha.
Okay.
Council Bluffs, Iowa, but it's right across the river from Omaha. So,
what
we're
are you
heading out in
doing
the
as
morning.
what are you doing as far as transportation? Is it still like you're just putting it in the back and hoping to God it doesn't?
We're gonna put a quilt down. I picked up a cargo van today, which I'm now realizing is gigantic overkill. Probably could have got a minivan, but
Minivan's
gonna
where it's
raw
at,
dog it.
man.
what's
Hell
that?
yeah.
Minivans? Oh yeah, our
Minivan's where
June
it's at.
trip's gonna be a minivan.
Hey,
Yeah.
if the vans are rocking, don't come and knocking.
Yep. That's what I traded in my current car for. I mean, the minivan I had was like ancient, but all the seats came out. Like getting ready for Brick Fair, took out everything but the driver's seat and just stockpile it.
That's what I'm taking to Bricks convention this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly shocked. I mean, George watched me pack Mount Ye into the back of my car. The fact that all fit in there, honestly, was shocking. The first time I loaded it, I was like, there's no way this is going to fit. And, it was 50-50 if the hatch would close, but you slam it hard enough, it was fine.
You were like a Tetris wizard leaving World War Brick, and I remember you're like, just slam it, it'll be fine. I'm like, I gotta go.
Like, all
I
right.
will tell
I'm not
everybody,
here.
and I really hope she's listening to this. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody has packing skills like my wife after we're leaving Disney. When you realize you've bought freaking 10 more shirts than you came with, I had a lightsaber.
Yeah.
She asked me, we were in line, and I was gonna buy the Captain Rex a Black Series helmet to match the other ones I got, and she was like, "How are you gonna get this on the plane?" I was like, "Wear it." Like,
Facts.
what are they
That would
gonna
be
tell
awesome.
me? If you get on the plane and
Would have been
somebody
awesome.
on that plane is wearing a Captain Rex helmet, chances are you're making it to the destination.
Dude, honestly, I'm going to stop and take a picture with that guy.
Did
One of
anybody
the-
a little off subject tonight? But did anybody see the Star Wars the Tales of the Underworld trailer?
I saw the trailer, yeah. I'm excited.
Haven't watched it yet, but from what I've read, it looks like it'll be pretty good. I'll have to watch it later.
The coolest, or not the coolest, but one of the things that I loved about it is when you are, it's like 3/4 of the way through, and it shows the clones coming out of the building and the explosion in the background, and the explosion lights up all the shadows of the Republic gunships leaving. I'm like, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Crimson
excited for
said,
Andor, too.
well, if you wear the helmet on the plane, you have main character plot armor. That is very true.
That is 100% facts.
If I am the only person on the plane with a helmet, I am definitely not the sidekick.
We keep talking about one of these years when me and all my buddies go snowboarding. Instead of wearing our like ski helmets, we're gonna wear our like combat like milsim helmets and hook up our radios, so we have ham radios across the mountain, which is massive antennas coming out of our backpack.
I've got a photo that I've been waiting for the perfect thumbnail to use. I've got like 2 or 3 different pictures of Gene in an M1 steel pot and a stall helm. Maybe
Actually-
next week with Lando or Dylan.
Lando's next week.
Yeah, but I'm saying which one would be more fitting for the M1? I think it'd be Lando.
Probably Lando. Say,
Lando.
I got a
see a
Phase 1
picture-
Clone Trooper helmet and an M1, but it's the Parade M1, so it's the shiny chrome, kind of like.
I thought you were wearing it right now. Actually, I
Take your hat off.
He got jokes.
General Tron said, "We'll see how it turns out. Looks promising so far." True Squadron said, "Clone Wars style stormtroopers look pretty sweet." And Tron said, "I will always like clone troopers over Stormies." That's a debate for a whole nother day, though.
No, I'm with him right there. I agree 100%.
Oh, I'm with you, but I will tell you why. 100%, and you cannot argue this. I got a buddy at work that tried to argue with me, and this is 100% the reason why people are attached to clones more than Stormers. Because clones had names, they had characters. You can't say anything about Stormtroopers because they were nothing but background characters.
I mean, true. Clones also had like an entire mini series that went on for a decade.
It's because they gave them
that
names.
most of the people with that opinion grew up with. I mean, like, I remember where I was when the first episode of the Clone Wars aired.
I think the Clone Wars really helped build the clones, basically, the characters, the storyline. And
I will go further, and I will say that Clone Wars helped build Star Wars.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it helped to build modern day Star Wars.
The only stormtrooper I can name is TK421.
Crimson Toaster, there is a brick convention this weekend in Winston, and I'll be displaying there. Sam said that he has so many World War II helmets and hats. Bill Cho says, yo! And then Tron Brick says, whatever, just numbers.
Yeah, I'm working on getting an M1 before the Marine Corps event in September, and I want to put the frog skin cover on it, but I'm trying to find a good one.
Mine has like the old school woodland.
Okay.
It came from Legion. Got it for me. There's like I think it's Ashboro here in North Carolina. There is a massive, massive military surplus store.
There's one up here.
Pretty big.
The frog skin camo covers are hard to find for M1s. There's reproduction.
Yeah, I mean, original ones. You can get repros, yeah. I'm going to probably end up having to get a repro, unfortunately, but I'll take what I can get.
I almost, like, reproduction doesn't really matter to me about, like, stuff like that, especially if it's just going to, like, sit somewhere. I tried, well, actually, I'm going to say I didn't. I stumbled upon a website and got off of it before I spent way too much money. I found, like, the old school, like, Nazi officer helmets and, like, the hats. You can even get them with, like, the headphones. Dude, I was ready to just, like, line this back here with, like, military stuff. I was going to order the Royal Air Force, like, pilot helmet. I have the M1 steel pot. I have the stall helm. And then I was going to order the captain or the general, whatever they call them, hat. DRC said Clone Wars is the best Star Wars show out there.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I think, it's definitely the best animated one for sure.
I don't know. Rebels is pretty good.
Rebels is pretty good, but I think Clone Wars is better.
Nah, Clone Wars is way better.
Yeah.
With our theme tonight is going to be me talking about something too that I want to get everybody's opinion on. But how does everybody research a mock? What do you do what are your plans? Do you I've realized that especially talking to Caden back and forth, I had an idea with Bastogne. I had no research when it came to the town. So many people have told me different ways to find like photos, and I don't care what anyone says. I can pull up an aerial photo. It doesn't really do nothing for me. It's an aerial photo that's 400 feet in the air. You can barely see anything. I I had no true research purposes. Therefore, the images that I have created, like the image that I keep telling people that I wanted to go after with the destroyed half track, none of those buildings in the background look anything like what I've built.
Yeah.
So how do
Yeah, but what you got is representative of what was there.
kind of?
Stylistically,
I
yeah.
mean, generally.
I mean, it was just a bunch of destroyed buildings. I have been talking to some friends of mine about like, doing more. Everyone knows that I'm doing the Star Wars build next. It is not going to be anywhere near as big as anything I've done before. I'm trying to stay away from massive things because even like Caden's instance, Caden's it is big, but it's not as big as mine. And I feel like when you go bigger, you start to forget some of that detail that I would like to be there.
Yeah.
So the Star Wars build is not going to be as big. It'll be cool and have a bunch of stuff that's new for me, but it won't be as big. But I've been talking to a buddy who is willing to I'm not going to say go half and half, but help me with some things. I want to do Berlin.
Thank you.
Okay.
There is many photos of Berlin.
I mean, yeah, there's lots of photos of Berlin.
And I'm thinking like far into the war, like just completely destroyed.
Like late war, like collapse of Germany, late war, or okay.
Yeah, like Germany's done for, collapse.
Nice.
That, I mean, be kind of what you got now.
Well,
Maybe
it's more city based though.
Yeah.
Like Bastogne kind of like old town.
Old town in the woods versus like downtown.
Well, yeah. I mean, still be a bunch of destroyed buildings.
For sure.
Well, the Star Wars build. Now there will be some buildings that have like some damage in it, but that's actually going to be the first build I've ever done that there's not destroyed things in it. I mean, the castle had walls like blown out. Do what?
Just goes to show what you enjoy building. Building, blowing stuff up.
Death and destruction.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody's got to be there to show it.
That's true.
I will say that I don't think I'm going to, and I've not bought the pieces for it. And there's a lot of people that use different, like some people use the old school flower pieces. Some people use translucent red. Some people just use normal red. I don't think I'm going to show any of those like blood pieces in this.
I think there's some mocks where I don't think you really need it. Like I have definitely. I think the like hacksaw I'm for sure gonna use. I use the flowers. Well, I've used both, but nowadays I use the flowers.
Use the old ones, right?
Yeah, like the old like flat ones.
Yeah.
Ironically enough, I was actually sitting down here yesterday with the bin of extra pieces from the last like 20 sets that I've bought, pulling out like random little like white and red and dark red pieces to create injuries and bandages and everything for the aid station at the bottom of Hacksaw, which you can't see. And I think outside of like the big few areas, I haven't really figured it out yet because obviously I want to build the rest of the landscape before I start playing with fig placement outside of a few places. But I don't think it's going to be as like detrimentally over glorified as the movie was. I think I will have a few major areas of firefight, but then everything else will kind of be like the Japanese in their trench versus the Americans coming up over the crest of the ridge. Kind of the prelude to what would be a major scale engagement to limit the amount of gore. But we'll see.
I just think that if I put my I guess reasoning behind that is the only blood that's going to be in Bastogne whatsoever would technically be around the church. Church was used as the aid station. You're not gonna. I mean, like if you were there, may have been some people that got hit with mortars and stuff like that. But I mean, at that point, you're talking about me taking a minifig and just ripping the arms and everything off of it, and
just
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it would look good in the forest with just all that white and green, and then there being like red.
So I do think, and one of the things that I played a lot with when I was doing the vignettes, and specifically the Bougainville one with the palm trees and the tank destroyer one. With those two, instead of going with like the bright red flowers for like gunshots, I opted to build small areas of trans red into the landscape. I think that how muted trans red is, especially when overshadowed by something like trees or whatever's around it, it's subtle enough that you don't necessarily notice it, but that it's like it's there enough to get the point across. Like if you notice it, you're like, oh, okay. And against white, that actually might be a kind of nice contrast.
So if you or me, you would do it?
I would, yeah. And I mean, I wouldn't say like, you have to do it everywhere. But, if you've got a medic, dragging a guy back to a foxhole and you leave, every 4 studs, you have a 1x tile in dark or trans red.
General Tron says, I started a base plate on a mock I'm doing and then realized it without size. It's size that I need to build from top to bottom. Started working on the top section and realized it was much more involved and massive than I thought. So now I'm doing things on Studio first. I can go at the project from pretty much all angles on Studio, and I am. It's the biggest mock I've dreamt of, 6 foot tall, somewhere around 3 to 4 foot wide in all directions. Sort of a mountain build with 4 multi-facet towers around it with 4 large trees on top of a forestman's hall in the branches. And that's like a that's big.
I'm pretty familiar with mountains.
So, Richard, back to your blood situation. You talking about trying to make it show in the snowy areas or on the ground?
Well, I mean, it would be. You got to think there was no real blood in Bastogne except for, like, I'm not showing the soldiers dead in Bastogne. The only soldiers that are going to be around that like area that have any kind of wounds are going to be near the aid station. So one of the things that I'll say that I don't really like about the build, but there's no other way to do it because I did kind of go off of a reference photo on this, is when you're looking at it from the front, there's a whole road in the middle that you're not going to be able to see. So I have the medic Jeep. I was going to have 2 people laid out on the stretchers with the medic Jeep driving down the road. If I do that, you can see it from the side, but I'm going to move it to where it's in front of the church, closer to it. There's going to be some people laying outside of the ground, all bandaged up. Other than that, I don't plan on really showing any other death. There is a photo that I sent George and Caden. From what I can tell in the photo, it looks like they have tarps or blankets that are pulled over like a couple dead people, and I'm guessing they're civilians. I don't know if I want to show that. I've put some fabric pieces down in like the rubble that I have, but I'm not going to just take a minifig and rip its arms off and throw them down in there.
Yeah, I've done the cloth piece thing. I did it when I did the landings on Okinawa. One of the villagers got killed, quote unquote, in a mortar or artillery bombardment. And so there's a Marine corpsman that and then I think I ended up using a cape.
That's right. I have a cape and then the fabric
cape.
I have a fabric piece, a black cape, and the fabric piece that came off of the Last Jedi Star Wars set outside of Luke Skywalker's hut.
Okay. Yeah.
I use that.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean,
I think there's definitely a benefit to from the historical standpoint, and even from like the educational standpoint too, of like showing some of it. But there's definitely a line between like doing it in a like moderate, respectful manner and a like over glorification.
Yeah, you don't want to do Texas Chainsaw Massacre scene.
Yeah,
actually, I would love to build the Texas
landscape.
Of course you would.
I
But,
had thought about building the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house.
well, a little bit goes a long ways, I guess. Caden's
Yeah.
right. I mean, a little historical accuracy isn't going to hurt anything, but going way over the top, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if your entire forest landscape is trans red, that might be a problem. But if you have two or like 5 tiles here, 5 tiles there, that's more than enough to convey the
Well, see,
idea.
if I was going to do it and it being snow, it would be the same way as like Okinawa. It would be bled in. It wouldn't be on top.
Exactly. Right.
So
And honestly,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
where,
it almost
that's where I was headed.
better.
Yeah, that's where I was headed with the color question, was because if you're in the blood, if you're blood in the snow like that, I think even trans red is going to come out brighter than something like a dark red. Because I mean, once you bleed out, it oxidizes and it gets dark quick.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't put a white plate underneath of it. I'd probably put like, I don't know, dark red or something like that. Like I would pair the tile with a matching color. 'Cause if you put, he's right. If you put a white plate under it, and instead of tiling it with the white, you put the trans red, the white's going to come through. It's going to be super, super bright. But if you kind of mute it out with even a regular red or a dark red under the white, it would look pretty good. I'm going to do the same thing with the Korean War vignette when I get to that point.
So you're still all in the vignettes.
I'm taking a break right now because I need to get some work done on Hacksaw. And then you can kind of see this castle tower right there.
Yeah.
So
It's
our lug is doing a big collab, so I need to also work on that. But
Thought you would
I
just
wanna
dock it right there on the side of the mountain.
I want to get another probably 2 or 3 vignettes done before the Marine Corps show. I think those. How many do I even have right now? 4, 5, 6. So I think the 6 that I have right now will make it to World War Brick. If I build a 7th one between now and then, cool. But I'm gonna try to get to between 8 and 10 for the Marine Corps event. But 2 of those I won't take to Marine Corps because one is 101st Airborne and one is British World War One. So the other 4 though are fine.
I'm thinking from here on out, my builds are no longer going to be like 6 to 7 base plates deep.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to cut them off around 4.
4 is a good number. 4 puts you at 2 tables, which makes it like reachable.
There's another like part of me that just says, the bigs grab. I will say that when we were talking about like getting any kind of reference photos or whatever, I would really like to do something that I could start. And I know the Star Wars thing's just a whatever, but really do some things that I could start getting images of.
Yeah. So good, George.
I was gonna say the Star Wars one. There ought to be plenty of like video game images out there, and
Well, not of what I'm doing. I don't, as far as I know, what I'm doing doesn't even exist on like the TV shows, really.
so it's all mythical, created in your head.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I hate to say this word, but a cyberpunk city.
Oh boy.
Yeah, next thing you know, I'll be throwing on a jersey and
I don't think you'll ever be that. You're never gonna get to that level. That's a good thing.
wow, way to put me down on that one.
No. Like, as far as the branding of what that collab has kind of turned into.
Oh no, I definitely wouldn't. I had a thought whenever I first was building this mock. I was talking to Lando about making some 1x6 brick badge bricks showing like Battle of the Bulge and offering them people for sale to like help go with and help me get the minifigs and stuff for this.
Sure.
And I quickly realized that isn't like the route that I wanted to go.
Yeah.
So I stayed away.
Yep. Yeah, we're my crew and I, for a unnamed collab, for 2026, I'm looking at getting some cool jerseys made. But they're like, it's like a one and done collab, but the jersey is like 100% representation of like specifically what that is. And so it'll be kind of cool. But I think there's 11 of us working on this collab next year.
It's K today. Yes, it is the Kick F1 car. See, I just couldn't imagine doing like a collab with that many people.
I couldn't if I was joining it, but I'm the one running it, and so having that control factor, we were actually supposed to do it for this year, but between the lack of communication after Brick Fair last year, and then I didn't get around to proposing standards and everything until like January, and by that point I was like, I need to be working on Hacksaw and this castle collab because I'm now like the second in command of the layout for the castle. So I was like, we'll defer this to 2026, and I won't participate in SPS next year. That way I can just focus on what my big personal mock will be, and that'll probably be my 2 builds for next year.
I'm thinking that in the future, I've been talking to George. I really want to do like an Afghan Iraq like modern war, and I would love to do something with the Cold War, or like either or. There is also I was talking to a buddy of mine today. I'll do a video about it later. There is a World War II level. It's going to be pretty much what I'm going to base Berlin off of in Battlefield.
Okay.
I really would like to do it. And that way, when it comes to like reference photos, I can literally throw on the game, walk to a certain spot, screenshot, put it on the computer, and recreate it. One of the other things I really want to do, which I wish I would have done in this build, I think from here on out, and I don't know what got me into this. Well, I'm not going to say I don't know what got me into this, because I pretty much know why, because it was the size they made. But after this mock, I'm no longer going to have military vehicles that are 145th. I mean, sorry, 135th. I'm going to go 145th.
Okay. I prefer 145th, so.
George is shaking his head no.
Yeah, George is out now.
I've built some stuff in 145th, and it does take up less space, don't get me wrong. But, growing up, military scale models were 135th scale, so that's what I'm used to making them at.
That's not why I'm saying to go away from it. The reason why I'm saying to go away from it is because 145th, to me, looks a little closer than 135th.
For a minifigure?
Yes.
Yeah.
I won't argue with you there. I agree. A lot of guys I see that build 145th scale stuff, it looks really small, and then you put a minifigure next to it, and it's like that definitely makes more sense. So some of the models I've designed in 135th, you put a minifigure next to it and go, that guy should be as tall as that truck. Not exactly. That truck's sitting 4 bricks higher than him, but
from what I read and from what I understood from a buddy, that 135th scale is the right minifigure size for hatches and width. It's just the length that's technically not minifigure scale. That 135th is right lengthwise, but not right widthwise, or vice versa, whichever one. But what's also weird is when you look at like either scaled tank, and then you look at a minifigure, and you're like, wow, there was 4 of these bastards crammed in there.
Right. Yeah. That's why I'll literally sit a minifigure up on my work table, and then as I go, compare, when I built my Amtracs, I had a picture of a guy standing next to an Amtrak, and I was like, all right, so this dude needs to be, his helmet should be right about the top of the wheel well. And that's what it came out to. And the Amtrak's I don't even know if there's still one over here.
Yeah, there is. All of my buildings in Bastogne, someone could look out the windows.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, when it comes
It's
to
K today
building,
said I got that one ordered, the kit car from CADA, because all those pieces are printed. Yeah, I want to build the original 10 or not the original 10, but the 10 from Lego. Not really sure why. Papa Trip said, "Hey boys, running late. Been working on multiple prints, but all good. Hope everyone is fat and happy this week." And Mr. Sir Loot Waffles says, "Hiya." He said that's why he decided to do 1/40th scale to try to combine the best of both worlds.
not a bad
Yeah,
idea.
I mean, and this may even be close to 1/40th. I honestly don't even know, but I built it to scale the dude standing next to it, and I mean, yeah, I mean, figure right here. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that-
pretty,
that-
it's
way
pretty
more
close.
accurate.
Well,
So,
the
it's
reason
definitely like you could kind of put two pilots in here, but even like if you go back and you watch the video of like the display that I had these on, I was fitting 10 Marines back here, which is, obviously there were a lot more dudes in an Amtrak, but for like proportions are off to begin with, so I was cool with 10.
I built an M7 Priest that I was going to use by another company. Someone gifted me the instructions for it because he wanted me to build it, and it just it does not look good. It's so big.
Yeah.
Technically, they say it's supposed to be 1/35th scale, but it is. It looks like you'd have to do a run and jump to get to the step to get into the thing.
Yep.
So
Yeah, my Shermans, ironically enough, the Shermans are the first thing that I redesigned a couple of years ago, and I want to do it again. And I think they're 6 studs wide and like 15 studs long. And they look decent, and the Amtrax and my Type 95 are both scaled to my Sherman. So when I rebuild my Sherman again, I think my Amtrax I'll leave where they're at because I like how those look. The Type 95 I may rebuild again now, especially now that we have some like nicer, smaller parts.
General Tron says we are skinnier than minifigures in scale. Got to think of the figs as double wide to us. And Sir Loot Waffle says nice troop transport. And General Tron says makes more sense that way. When you scale it with that in mind, it works a little better. And Cosmic Bricks says,
Richard, let's be honest. Yeah, let's be honest. You and I aren't skinnier than minifigs.
no.
I represent that statement.
The minifig fits in this F1 car. I don't think I fit in an F1 car.
I can tell you, I don't fit in a
I don't
410.
think I fit in an F1 car. Let's be fair here.
Loot Waffle says problem with Lego tracks is that the chain links are quite thick, causing challenges to keep tank height to scale. I'll be honest with you, there's only a couple tanks that I have that are not Brickmania tracks.
All of my tanks are not Brickmania tracks.
I think Brickmania tracks look really, really well. Like they're.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. They look good. But I also, when I first started building vehicles, and I don't remember, I think I was buying the Lego ones because that's what I knew existed. And I was buying the reddish brown ones. And that was probably like 2015, 2016. So I ended up with a few thousand of those. And then when I did the landings and I needed enough tracks for like 15 vehicles, I bought a bunch in black, and so I have like 5,000 in black. I just use what I have at this point.
I have a bunch of.
I build with that in mind, so it works out.
I have a bunch of black ones.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that if nobody else knows this, I've said it before. Go to your Bricks and minifigs and ask them if they've got a box with tires in it. They normally keep all those tracks in the tire boxes.
Yeah.
You can get them for a nice deal if they have quite a bit. Papa Trip.
I don't think there's a single Bricks and minifigs.
Do what?
I don't think there's a single Bricks and minifigs in Maryland.
Really?
I know there's like 1 or 2 in Virginia. Yeah, I don't think we have any up here.
You want one? We'll give you 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're popping up down here.
Yeah, there's a few. There's one that's like close-ish. I think there's one in Fairfax, which is only like 45 minutes away. But I also have 2 Lego stores within 15 minutes and and open income on Bricklink. So
Okay, and it's not going to be long before bricks and minifigs here are about like mattress stores and Starbucks.
yeah,
There's nothing wrong with Starbucks. Don't throw them in that.
I had never been to a Bricks and Minifigs before last summer.
After drinking coffee?
I have yet to be, yet to gone to the one we've got here in town, and I think somebody said last week they're supposed to be getting 2 more now.
Really?
But we live 15 minutes from a Lego store. Used to be very dangerous, but I bet we haven't been inside there in 2 years now.
They one of the cool things about Bricks and Minifigs is they let you display your stuff inside. So I mean, you could dock your boat up inside the shop, show it off.
Yeah, we've got some friends that own a used brick store, Casey Brick.
You broke up, my friend.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Richard, you know that we would let you display your mock in our store also.
Yeah, I could hear that. We were a little
You got
short.
the wall behind him.
Yeah, had to borrow some pieces.
We got an order for 2,500 2x4 dark blue gray bricks. We borrowed them, Richard.
I swear it wasn't me.
I call BS, Caden.
It was not me. I swear.
I was sitting there
Don't need it
yesterday,
anymore.
and I used those 1x2 Technic bricks with the axle hole for Mills plates to connect them all. And I
Yep.
was like, I think I have some black ones around here, but I was like, I can't find them. So I went to Gene's store, and like the cheapest ones were black ones, and they were like 2 cents a piece. I was like, give me 200 of them.
Yep.
And he had this cute lady come and drop them off to him.
I did.
That's good customer service.
Yeah.
He about
It's really
scared the
weird.
crap out of me.
Sometimes it's like a 50-50. Sometimes you get Gene, and then sometimes you get Tori.
Oh no, it's more of a 25-75.
You only get me on Friday. And then only if I snuck away from work.
But Richard almost scared me the other day though.
Well, I walked up to you. You just weren't paying attention.
Nope, I don't.
One of the other things I do plan on building that there is plenty of reference photos of. Me and George have been talking about it. I'm going to do Andy's room out of Toy Story. I'm not going to do the whole room. Have you seen people doing the big habitats where it's like a base plate? I think I'm going to do a maybe 2 48x48s because just to get the scale of like the Army Men actually right. And I'm just going to build a scene. I looked online. I have there's maybe 3, I think, actual minifigs from the Toy Story line that I don't have. I'm gonna try to get those this year. One of them is Zurg, and I kind of would like Zurg because that's really the only like enemy in toy form. I have Lotso, but
Yeah, the purple dude, the bear
Yeah.
guy.
yeah,
Guy was such a douche.
he really was.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen those movies, but I remember that specifically.
thing- I'm gonna let you know. Talking to him, like talking to George, revamped something. I've seen all 4 movies in the past week.
That's crazy. I'm trying
Tron
to think what the
Brick
last
said-
like. Good.
I was gonna say, Drawn Brick said they have 3 bricks and minifigs here in Oregon, possibly 4.
Wow.
And Loot Waffles has an excellent question. He said, when working on something like that, how do you keep motivated on such a big project? I don't have a problem staying motivated, and they will probably give you a different answer than I am. My problem is that when I build stuff, the castle was different because I had 0 reference photos. It was all in my head. I wish I would have done a little more better planning out. This is, I really wish I would have done things differently. If I didn't have to display until Brick Fair, Virginia, I would 100% start over on Bastogne.
Say, I started talking about
Say Richard's problem is not staying motivated, it's staying focused.
focus is a big issue, and finding the time. to build is another issue. I started talking about building this Arleigh Burke destroyer over a year ago. Didn't get started on it till I think the 30th of November. And I really only have maybe 20 full 8-hour days into it since November 30th. I feel like it should be a lot further than it is. But I think Richard and I talked about this one time. None of this was pre-built on studio ahead of time. It's all just stacking bricks and figuring it out as I go, which makes ordering parts a pain in the rear. I have over-ordered parts and under-ordered other parts. So it's kind of a guessing game. I think if I do this again, I'm going to be a little more strategic about it.
The order I placed on Lego today, I couldn't find a Bricklink store that had anywhere near the quantity cheaper. I bought 999 of the 1x2 curved slopes in white, and I'll probably have to order another 1,000 of them. So when I first, the problem that I have right now that is my main issue with the build is when I first started this build and had the idea in my head, my plan was to use nothing but wedge plates. And then talking to Caden and like looking at some things, I realize now that I should have used much more curved slopes. Like if I'm serious, if you look at the courtyard and then look at the other side, it looks like two different people built it. Maybe that's what I'll tell people. I'll be like, yeah, somebody else built this section. I did the rest.
That somebody else was me in the back of your conscience.
It was a collab and the other person couldn't be here.
Yeah.
And that's my problem is like, even with the castle, technically the castle, I mean, most people that know me from just online, I've never even posted a video of the castle being done. So the other crappy thing is when I start talking about mocks, is it kind of looks like that I don't ever finish anything. I promise they get finished. If you don't go to a show, you don't see them.
I mean, that's kind of I kind of do the same. Like I will literally, like, I'll build Hacksaw and I'll post time lapses and updates for it literally up until I finish like the last section, and then you won't see anything until after the show. And then usually it's like after Brick Fair, because that's like my big show. I'll post it. Like this past year was different because Beyond the Brick did coverage at World War Brick.
I was going to say
we did it again at Chicago. So I was like, all right, well, cat's out of the bag now, and I posted it and I took pictures and did all my stuff for it.
Beyond the Brick did the interview. That's the only reason I never posted the full thing being done.
Yeah.
That was the thing I kept telling Haley. I was like, if I get the Beyond the Brick interview, I will not post anything like with the castle being done.
So how many shows do you plan on showing Hacksaw at this year?
Hacksaw is going to 3, maybe 4. It'll go to, so if it's done in time, it'll go to a little like library show we do here locally. That'll kind of be my test for travel. Not that it's ever worth taking a build that takes 6 hours to set up to a show that only lasts for 2 hours.
Yeah.
But that'll kind of be my like training run. It'll go to Chantilly. It'll go to Brick Erie. I may take it to the Marine Corps Museum, depending. And then it'll go to, if Brick Universe happens up here in Annapolis this year, it'll go there as well.
So after that, are you planning on tearing it apart and starting on something else?
Yep.
See,
yeah, that'll get torn down.
I thought I was crazy building something huge for potentially only going to 3 shows.
Yeah, but you have to realize that between me and Caden, we had a 400,000 piece setup that went to like 3 and 4 shows last year and got destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I took Yay to 6 shows last year, which was insane.
Mine went to 4 shows last year, technically.
So I'm in good company then. I'm not the only crazy one.
Nah. The only thing still standing from Mount Yatake is the pile of nets over here that I haven't felt like taking apart.
The only thing that I have standing from the castle is when I did that design of the Black Falcon logo on the floor, I kept that entire section.
Yeah.
I mean, like, no, I like building big things, like I really do, but it's just it's not even the display. Like, so it kills me to know that when you go to some of these shows, and I know that me and Caden see it quite a bit. I'm sure George sees it on a totally different, like other people, but me and Caden can tell you at least 10 to 15 mocks that have been at Brick Fair for the last 10 years. I mean, it was like there's so many people that bring the same thing over and over, and maybe not 10, but I mean, I know for a late, I can name
definitely a
four.
few.
I was going to say, I can name 4 now that were at the last 3 I was at.
Yep. Yeah, there's.
I understand some people don't spend the amount of money that some people do on Lego and create something new every year. But after a while, it really does get tired seeing the same stuff.
Mine isn't really them spending the money. It's just if you're going to keep showing the same thing, I would rather see somebody else using new creativity.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because a show like Brick Fair, there's people who don't make it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people that legit do not make it because the room is sold out.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, and like that's one of the things that I have kind of like more or less I think I enjoy about how I work with my collection. So like, you know, yeah, I build massive stuff and then it goes to its shows and then it comes back and gets torn down. But then because I'm building like similar things, right, all of those parts for the most part can get recycled into the next project.
Yeah.
So like, you know, if I turn my camera over here, like this wall of parts is all sorted stuff that I can then turn around and use for the next project and the project after that. And like right now, you know, I know that the last project for Okinawa, which there's one more after Hacksaw before the last one, that last project is going to use a lot of parts that I don't have right now. And so as I come across, you know, random sellers on Bricklink that have stuff, or, you know, when the people who offer like Bricklink shipping to Brick Fair, like they'll bring it with them and you just pick it up.
Yeah.
When those people post their stores on Bricklink or on Brick Fair's website, like I'll search for stuff. And it's like I have a whole 2 bins of bagged parts that I haven't even touched that I've ordered in the last 2 or 3 years, or over the course of the last 2 or 3 years for this big project. Because that final piece for Okinawa is probably going to be either 25 or 36 base plates.
The only thing I've been buying for the Star Wars mock whatsoever is random aliens. I've been buying up some random figs. I've been buying the Toy Story characters for a while, so that's not anything like too new.
Yeah. I've been buying Frodo Baggins torsos for a while too.
That still cracks me up.
I would like to say though, we are at a point. Do y'all want to see some mocks? Because I'm definitely going first. Because like I said, if you've watched the show in the past couple, at least the last month, George has brought some cool things, but I'm gonna one up him.
Go for it.
And if you don't think I've one up him, you've not watched any of the previous episodes.
Did I send you anything this week?
You did, but I didn't bring any of it.
Okay.
First, I want to start off with another Lego set that got released. Don't know about anyone here. Doesn't do anything for me. It's whatever.
Yeah.
If you got kids, if you got kids, I don't even know how you would use these. I do like that we're getting the 2x2 stand.
Does that name look familiar as a mini club member? Okay.
But
Oh,
not
like
for me.
that.
Next up, this is pretty cool. Don't quite understand what's going on here. It's like a city set that's a space police / normal police / it's got a train in the middle
That one's neat.
/ it's got a fire department on one side. I have no idea what's going on here.
It's like every Lego City theme jammed into one set.
It's got like a skateboard ramp here, the space launch set up here, some kind of like tube to throw trash out of at a construction site, a crane on top of a police station, a fire department on this side with a train in the middle.
That's a lot to unpack.
No idea what the hell is going on
That's
here.
like the Lego
Looks like
City.
a car wash on the right.
Do what?
Looks like a car wash on the right.
No, that's a skate ramp on top of a fire department. That's
No,
the
that's
fire
fine.
department logo.
Okay, well, the zoom level you had it at, it looked like a car wash.
Yeah, I don't know. I have
Yeah,
no
that's
idea.
cramming 10 gallons of crap in a 5-gallon bucket right there.
Yeah, I have
Pretty
no
much.
idea what is going on here. Next up, got George a bulldozer.
Need some steel armor plating.
That's what I was thinking.
Kill
need
Killdozer.
You need you a mini shop on the side of the the city streets. And you got George right here instructing the construction worker.
Got the welder ready to go.
I think this is pretty cool.
Yeah,
It
high
looks
drive
like-
D9.
It looks like they got some movement into it also with the axle going through it.
Yeah.
I like that they included a ripper on the back. I don't think I've seen that on any of the other city sets.
I do too.
Waffle says that is definitely going to be used to make a killdozer.
Oh yeah.
Next up, the encyclopedia this year.
Richard, go back to that picture one more time. It is driven. Look at the top picture in the top right. No, upper right corner of the box.
Yeah, that's what
They're
I said.
showing drive right there.
It's got axles through it. It'll move. This is the Palpatine that comes with the encyclopedia. I actually really like his print here. I normally don't buy encyclopedias. I probably will buy this minifig though.
Yeah, I might too. Just to have it. The face print's what's doing it for me more than anything.
Yeah, that's
I hate these hand piece things, but I really like the robes.
Yeah.
I wish they would find a way to attach anything that's going to go in a minifigure's hand differently than having this big bulky thing.
I mean,
You
you
ought to
can
be able
just put the bar end of the lightning into his hand. It's
Yeah.
not a legal connection, but you could do it.
I know that. It looks so goofy like that.
Yeah.
Next up, the Technic Corvette doesn't do anything for me. I'm whatever people want to do. It does look nothing like a Corvette whatsoever. Next up, 101 Dalmatian set's getting released. This I'll probably end up with. Haley will probably want it. The printed faces, the printed dots, I thought were kind of cool at first to see what people are going to do with those. But the more I look at it, the more I really don't know what you would do.
I mean, the dot prints almost look like you use them for like ghost faces or shy guy faces or something.
Yeah, they look like the things from Mario.
I
Yeah.
thought that's kind of what it was, but it definitely is not. Next up, we're getting. I think this is the big. The what do they call it? Collector set for Harry Potter this year. Hogsmeade Village looks like it's 3,200 pieces. I know we got the
It just
small
doesn't
one.
look like 3,200.
Well, this is the small one that we got like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So that's rumored right now, then, yeah.
Yeah. Well, these are no. These aren't rumored. These are. I mean, most of this stuff becomes.
Well, it's like confirmed, but there's no pictures for it yet, right?
Yeah. We're getting a Sherlock Holmes book nook.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Very.
that came out of nowhere. We're getting this. Is an Arctic Explorer Express train. It's $199 at 1,500 pieces, but it says it includes a train with a single car and an icebreaker on the front. It can be connected to a remote control, and it emerges from a tunnel in a snowy mountain cliff with a waterfall and a play feature where boulders can fall onto the train. It also includes railroad tracks, a small loading station, a rail cart, and a loader vehicle.
But I think a key is it says it can be connected to remote
Oh, yeah.
control.
Yeah,
That's
it's
going
not.
to be a separate purchase.
Yeah, it's not going to be. Lego isn't going to sell you everything you need. Batteries sold.
Seems like a lot of auxiliary builds for 1,500 pieces.
It's the same thing like that first city set. Like, how much stuff are you gonna
Yeah.
cram into one? But wait, there's more.
It's sounds like the Hoth UCS set, just a bunch of Star Wars sets thrown in together and it makes no sense.
Yeah.
But it comes with a I didn't take the rest of the pictures because they're all like smaller stuff. But literally the city theme is going to be like Arctic. I mean, let's just give us what we really want.
Got to bring it back every 5 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's just give us what we really want and more ice sets. We're getting another Discovery.
Yeah, that I did see.
Didn't we just get one like 3 or 4 years ago, if that?
Yeah, but this one comes with the 747.
Yeah, and I bet it's way different scale.
A lot different.
Yeah,
For that
2,400
drive.
pieces. There's no way. Yeah,
That would be awesome.
The videos that are going to get made with this 747, God, they're going to be gold, son. I cannot wait.
free meme content.
Exactly. It's almost worth buying it and putting it together just for everything that could be done with it.
Keep a close
Yeah.
eye out on your city, folks.
Yeah. Can you attach some of them AIM missiles to the side of this bad boy? We're getting a Lego Star Wars set for Christmas this year. This was actually sent to me by Papa Bricks. Papa Trip.
Interesting.
General Tron says, "Build your own accident waiting to happen. Make your own Superman movie."
Is that going to be released to the public, or is that a store employee exclusive again?
I really don't think they're going to do another store exclusive with all the crap that went down with the last one. Do you?
It's hard to say with the Lego group.
I mean, yeah. I'm surprised they don't just re-release the X-Wing again with like a new minifig print.
It's probably coming.
You want to?
I saw a Instagram reel where somebody built that, looking at it, in the picture, and they said, and this one actually flies, and they threw it just like they're doing in the Bricks and minifigs.
I think I sent it to George, maybe the Bricks and minifigs video where they launched that UCS destroyer off the top of the building.
That was cool to watch.
Me too.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I would never picking that up. That would suck.
It'd have stayed in that parking lot.
Yeah. free pieces.
Yeah.
Next up, so there's only one reason why I brought this up, because this honestly does not intrigue me at all. But what I'm about to say kind of does. I don't know how many people remember, like a year ago, Lego was talking about giving us another castle faction. And they were talking about it being brand new, and they sent a thing out for people who had insider accounts. And you would basically pick, I think one was a bull, one was like a hawk or something, but either way, one was an octopus. They said it was going to come out with a gumball type machine, like a prize machine. I'm wondering if this is it.
I don't even know what you're talking about. So
You never heard that?
I mean, I don't keep up with Castle. I keep up with Star Wars. That's about it.
So Lego came out a couple, like whenever it was, a year ago, and said that they were going to come out with this like prize machine type gumball machine thing. And inside the capsules, we're going to have new design minifigs of old sets or old themes. I knew Pirates is going to be one of them. Fabuland I'd never heard of until this picture. I don't even know what Paradisa is. I must have just missed that whole thing. But I'm pretty sure, and I'm not mistaken, they sent some like shield design. Yeah, General Tron said, yeah, they made people choose one of the shield designs, and one of them was an octopus.
Okay, I think I vaguely remember that now.
That would be really cool if we get another faction with an octopus. If we do, I'll sell every Black Falcon and every whatever I got right now.
Yeah, and then you'd have one figure in that set locked behind probably what, $180?
Probably.
You better
Probably.
hope they go on Pab
They'll go on Pab if they hit a set like this.
eventually. Yeah,
Eventually, the goat went on there.
that is true. The goat did go on there.
Loot Waffle says Paradisa is basically GTA Vice City and Lego.
Okay.
Okay.
Might have to look that one up later.
Next up, these are some images from the show of One Piece of what the sets we're actually getting and the prices of them with the piece count. Party's Bar, $30. I'm game. Buggy Circus, I'm even more game at $50.
Yeah.
The Arlong Park, this being 900 pieces, I don't know how they're going to do this because it's obviously big, but $80. Let's see what it looks like. I definitely am buying the Going Merry. It'll be the next probably ship I purchase unless I can somehow find the Queen Anne's Revenge for a low enough price. And they're giving us the Barati. That's going to be the big one, and I can't wait to see what that looks like.
One Piece is an anime, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also a live action version.
Interesting.
It's pretty. If you haven't seen it yet, you need to watch the live action version. It's actually really good.
Okay. I'll say I'm not a big anime guy, so I'm out of tune here, but
I'm
The
not
live
much.
action version is like 8 episodes or 9 episodes. The anime is like 1,100 episodes.
yeah, it's like
they
9 million
cover this-
seasons or something.
They
Yeah.
cover the same thing.
Nice.
They just released another season.
That's insane. Yeah, I know enough about it to know there's a million episodes and that to not start it because you'll never get through it.
No, I started and I'm only at like 200, maybe if that.
I got way too many other shows to watch right now.
Next up, this is where I one up George.
Uh-oh.
By Dickin?
Yeah, I
Big
dig it.
ship.
So George showed me a couple weeks ago, or showed everyone, how you could buy or recreate the bunny into a face hugger. Have you seen this, George?
I'm gonna guess probably not. Is this the same guy? That is freaking awesome.
That's pretty
Yeah.
sick.
That is insane.
Wow.
All you need is the T-Rex set, and you can have yourself an alien with the face hugger.
Does he have instructions yet?
I don't know. I just seen this and got excited and clipped it and was just hoping you hadn't seen it yet.
I have not seen that yet. I would have to rebuild it in all black though. That tan drives me crazy. But
Well, I
that
think
is
it's supposed to
cool.
be like a bone structure, maybe.
Yeah, it could be. That's crazy that you could build that out of that T-Rex set.
I know. The face hugger looks so good.
That one looks way better than the other one.
It makes me just want to buy the pieces to do this one,
Yeah.
especially that long.
I had the pieces to do
slim
that.
tail.
All right, you might have one up me.
I was like, when I seen that, I was like, oh, please tell me George has not seen this yet.
No, I had. Damn. That's awesome.
Yeah. The only thing that I'm not understanding, the supports look like to be like the exact same almost, which I like. There looks like there is a ton of pieces in this set that don't get used.
That was the same way with
for
that
sure.
face hugger from the bunny set. You only used about a third of them.
So it may be cheaper just to find the instructions and buy the pieces.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Next up, we have one by Rat Art. I have no idea really what this is, but I like it. It's like a bulldozer on steroids from like a
Made from shipping containers.
Yeah.
What was that?
It's
movie?
like Mortal Engines meets Ready Player One.
I was
Yeah.
thinking Ready
Yeah.
Player One when I saw it.
Mortal
Yeah.
Engines and Ready Player One, definitely.
Well, I mean, it's legit got like the ladder that you climb
That's cool,
down
though.
to get into the driver's seat. The spiral staircase this way using the minifigure hands, I thought was a really cool technique.
I like the outhouse on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you see the
that's
dump,
pretty good.
see the dump tube.
Yep.
It's a doozy.
I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that.
No,
I
you
don't know
gotta
what
try.
this is.
You gotta try.
What is that? Shupalumia?
Lulimus.
Shoot.
Shupalumous.
I thought this was really clean. It's only one picture,
Damn.
but it is really clean.
I like that tugboat.
I like the fact that he used the green for the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This reminds me of an Ninjago City type build.
Man, I don't even want to show my builds tonight now.
Next up, once again, Michael Kazmursak
Kazmierzak.
Mustafar.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
I love that.
I understand it's like mini scale, but
Yeah. I mean, even still.
it's cool. Even though it's mini scale, that's a big ass build.
That's big. I mean, even like the depth of color of the lava is what's doing it for me, honestly.
Yeah, that's
That's really
man,
well
I'm trying
done.
to figure out how he did that there, where your hand is.
The colors.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh.
different colors, but it looks like there's offsets on the plate height and
Holy crap, that's
It
big.
almost looks like it's all built in yellow, and then he just built trans orange over it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's impressive.
It's a mix of trans orange, trans red, and trans yellow on top of yellow.
Yeah.
Well, I think all this right here is actually yellow.
Yeah. The undertone color is yellow. Almost, it looks like almost throughout the entire thing. But yeah,
I thought that
that's-
was like perfect.
I've definitely seen that before, but that's like, I don't mind looking at it again.
Mayo said for micro scale, that's big. Ben Kasi,
Yeah,
Sanctum Sanctorum.
familiar with Ben.
Thought this was really cool.
Nice.
I
It's,
almost picked that for tonight.
It's packed full of detail. Got
With
a
these
Luke
like,
Cage.
Big
Do
Ninjago blades for the window screen in the
Yeah.
back there.
I mean, even all the like stuff in here hidden for like artifacts.
Mhm.
I like how he's got a mushroom on the shelf. I just seen that. I don't know. I thought it was really well done.
Go to that one just to the left of the stairs. That glass display case down below that. From a distance, that almost looked like a boot with like the toe torn off of it for some reason.
So it's a
Yeah.
door frame. It's a door frame with glass on the side, but what's on the other side? How are they putting the shelves in it?
Panels.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is no shelves. This is like a stand-up thing. And then I want to give somebody a big beard, the perfect beard. I don't know how many of y'all follow Battlefield or seen this. Me and George have been
I think
talking.
I know where
about
this is going.
I know
Oh,
Caden has seen this. Gene, Battlefield has submitted 2 this week. He is back. Says that he is
Awesome.
missed, but he's happy to be back. And these are better than what he's done before.
Take my money.
Oh,
It's, I mean, the detail that he puts in this. One of my favorite things have always been, so George, before you came along, Battlefield used to submit a mock every week. He would literally build something different every week.
That's dedication.
When he builds these like shots or like does things to make propellers or anything looks like it's spinning, he always does really, really well. And that, like, I'm gonna copy that 100%.
Yeah, no, I talked to him briefly after he posted this the other day. It's insane.
I don't know.
Well, he's- He started taking them outside to get pictures, and it makes it look like it's live.
It is live. This really happened, Gene.
No, but I mean, you see the real grass beyond the Lego.
Bill.
How do you know he didn't bring the grass inside to take the picture?
Because I figured he was smarter than you.
Same way he didn't get 303 parts.
I mean, it may also just be a flex that he's going out and touching grass.
There's an outside.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
I always love his like details on like vehicles and how he attaches things.
I'm trying to figure out what part that bar is that's holding the jerry can in.
Yeah, I thought it was one of the long antennas, but it almost looks like if it is, he cut it. But it looks too short to be an antenna.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think that right there is only like 4 wide.
It looks like a ski pole that's been cut down.
Ah, could be.
Yeah, but where is there a big like round piece on the ski poles? Because that end on that top end is the ball point.
Yeah, but some of the ski poles are flat on the bottom and some are round. We have to keep them separate.
Interesting. I don't think I knew that.
Looks like more like a handle for the sword.
I love his shutters.
Those are awesome. The ivy crawling up the wall is a great technique.
I wish I would. I have the same shutters in the city, but I wish I would have opened them up more. They look better open.
That definitely makes me think of Italian countryside.
We got, since we're talking about Italy, we got Drew right here sleeping. Just knocked out on the job. My man's back here's got 2 hay there tubes. Tell you what, that guy's strong as hell if he's running around with 2 Panzerfausts on his back.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Real strong arming it right now.
Those things are not light.
Hopped up on Pervitin.
I would much rather have this 42, right? Or well, that's a 30. I'd rather have the 34.
Is it the 34? Looks like a 42.
I don't know. That barrel right there makes me say.
Well, because the 42's got the square air cool, whereas the 34 has the rounded hollow point.
I don't know. I'm guessing a Tiger too.
I don't know. I still think my favorite technique's the Harry Potter ones for the
the wrought iron. There's a better picture of that, I believe.
I don't remember seeing the doors going down to the cellar. Man, he's got a lot of stuff going on here.
I should have done a cellar door.
Still time.
Nah, I'm done with the buildings. If I take one apart, they're all coming apart. I mean, everything he's ever done has looked amazing, but this just is overkill. There you go.
Yeah, that's
stunning.
great technique. Oh, look at the.
That's a big
door.
commitment for him to do that just as his weekly build.
Well, he didn't do this just as a weekly build. This door is the one he sent me.
Come on, Richard, work with me. Work with me.
I have created like 6 of these in the city of Bastogne. That is single-handedly the most annoying door.
But it looks so good.
It does, but it's very hard to do. Lego building isn't supposed to be hard. That's hard.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. The terracotta tile roof is pretty good.
Using the brackets for minifigs sitting positions.
It's gonna go around and around.
And then He said that he tried to explain to Caden that this wasn't that hard. He didn't know what Caden was complaining about.
See, all I see right there is straight up building, though. I don't see any brackets in there.
This?
Yeah,
I don't know.
like that's all straight up. It's definitely not fun. I'll give you that.
And then he also has this one.
Yeah, this is the first one I saw.
We got a 1940 style American grill right here. He's a grill master.
Yo, Weber.
He makes sure whatever's not cooked is well done.
Good old George Foreman.
That's a good one.
He just docked that answer right on in there. Like that. That's crazy. I don't know. He's positioning it.
Flower with the twisted rubber band. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, he's using the rubber band to hold the arms out.
I've got a whole bag of those rubber bands sitting around here somewhere.
But that's it for me.
Man, we might as well just end the show right now.
I just wanted to. I was proud mostly that you didn't have that alien yet. Because I'm almost positive that's the same guy.
I think it is.
I was
All
afraid
right.
when you seen his name, you were going to be like, yeah, that's him.
I guess you got to still approve me.
Oh. On that?
Well, that's not what I want.
I approved you.
I'll get my stuff together one of these nights.
All you got to do is click the
That's what I want. Here we go. Technology.
Somebody teach George how to use a computer.
I thought it was acting up, so I had to take it off the docking station, and it seems to be working better now. So, sadly, this is the only picture I have found from this build. Goodman Lego Creations, but it's a mock of the evacuation of Dunkirk. So,
Yep. I saw that one too. I really like that one.
I like the waves. And I know, Richard, you don't like bricks just thrown down, but this looks like these are actually connected to something in most parts.
Well, I will say that I'm not. I had some bricks that were just laid out, and beside where the rubble should be.
Yeah.
It doesn't look that bad. It doesn't. It's just that I think that people should connect it down.
But yeah, I wish there was a couple more. I'd like to see the backside of this boat, but it's a pretty decent little. I don't. Would you consider that a vignette, Caden? It's a little big for a vignette, but
Yeah, I mean it could be a vignette.
maybe like a
Yeah,
double,
subjective.
double.
Can Bastogne be a vignette?
Yeah. This is a Lego Dark Staff, and I thought I read what planet it was, but an Order 66 situation here. So, really like what he did here with the building.
I love the people that use those like half circle pieces in buildings.
The planets.
Yeah, the planets. Well, they're
Yeah.
on. They have smaller ones now that came out in Mos Eisley.
Yeah. Oh, like the ratchet like cap.
Yeah.
Yeah. The egg pieces.
Yeah, say the egg pieces up top. That was pretty good idea. Some kind of lightning rod or something hanging off over here. I think that's a coffee cup down here.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
But I don't know. I like the way he did his tree here. Just some Technic connectors. Got those rubber pieces with the eyes on the ends wrapped around, kind of like vines.
The zip lines.
Yeah, zip lines. That's the word. But I don't know. It looks like they're about to run him off this cliff. But I got some more.
Well, in Fallen Order, you realize that every Jedi is technically just an Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like the offset of the colored leaves here against the
Purple
snow.
and lavender or whatever they call that color definitely looks good.
Yeah.
I don't know if
You
old
should
boy
use-
got knocked out or he's just taking a nap.
He's probably taking a dirt nap. A long night of docking got him taken out.
Got some good greebling work over here, so I really wish there was a better picture of that door.
I was about to ask you if that door is just built with plates sideways.
Yeah, it's just sideways plates. All right, kicking it old school. Optimus Prime.
That's a G1.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, there's not a lot to this build, but you automatically know what it is.
Can you explain to me who Optimus Prime is?
He's a robot in disguise.
The king of docking.
Technically, if he's a truck, doesn't that just make him a robot and not one in disguise?
Well, yeah,
Cybertruck.
I'm a.
Cybertruck from Cybertron.
I like how he used the seats here for the fenders over the rear axles.
That might be the first time I've ever seen somebody do that.
I've seen it
that's
before,
like that.
but I haven't quite figured out how to do it. I have an idea, but I've just never tried it. But I mean, this is almost like a city scale truck. Looks like it's maybe 6 wide.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it definitely brings back some good memories of being a kid. And those windows there, man, those are late 80s. Maybe.
Those are older than I am.
Yeah.
That doesn't take much.
Yeah, that's the extended lip windows.
Yeah, I haven't seen those in quite a long time. Another little Star Wars build here from Hasbaz Bricks. I really like this crab droid.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like the hands for like the mechanical like attachments to the body.
Yeah, right here.
Yep.
I've got a picture with all the guys out of it, so you can kind of see more of just the main structure. But I really enjoy how he's got that just free standing out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then that looks another, maybe a busted doorway with plates on the side. But this got a lot of brackets and snot bricks down here. And I don't know, that kind of looks like a cheese slope and then goes down into maybe a little gutter.
I think it goes down there because the top where that little cantilever post is supposed to be a blast door.
Ah, yep.
Those
You're right.
dark gray pieces on the other side.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Where we would be without snot bricks. Register my set for 20 extra points.
Yeah, I got a whole stack of instruction booklets. Yeah, I've
Oh.
seen this too. This is
Oh,
beautiful.
they did it at new now.
Hypolite Bricks. I recently just discovered him. Found out he's got a YouTube channel. Got
Yeah,
some pretty
I
good
love this
videos out there.
I actually brought that mock before.
Oh, well, we'll just call it a night then.
The
Boom.
use of the feather pieces as darts was really cool.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite things on here. And I just like how he destroyed that chicken walker.
Yeah.
And then
Chicken
Ewok here slitting the old Imperial officer's throat. There's a lot of good detail work in here. But if you've already showed it, we won't go any further.
You can do whatever you want.
I think that's about it. So you definitely showed me up tonight.
I didn't try, but I did.
You did. You did.
As long as you didn't know about the alien, that's the only thing I cared about.
I can't believe I haven't seen that.
If you would have had it and been like, yeah, I'm bringing it too, I would have just been defeated.
I'm gonna have to go to his Instagram now and see if he. I hope he releases instructions on like rebrickable and not like how he did the posts on Instagram.
Mayo
That
said
was
that
follow.
mock is better than the Optimus Brickheads.
That probably doesn't take very much.
No. And Mayo said, which planet is this mock from? If you're talking about the indoor one.
Yeah, that last one was indoor.
He's probably talking about the Order 66 one.
Oh, I'd have to go back.
The one
and
that we
look.
don't know what planet it was on.
Yeah, I have no idea. Gene, did you bring any pieces?
I did.
Man, we're backwards tonight.
Do what?
Yeah, so we did some stuff tonight. There was weird stuff we found in a sort this week.
Gene, just show that we don't need to know about the weird stuff y'all did.
No, you're gonna hear all about the weird stuff we did.
That piece is expensive.
There's people that will pay good money if y'all just put that online.
Really? So let's see. We're gonna go up here and hit it. And so everybody's seen this sword. We had never seen it in reddish gold before, which is a color that doesn't show up very much. You know, everybody's seen it in flat silver. I mean, they don't have a picture of it in flat silver. Everybody's seen it in flat silver and pearl light gray, and they're cheap, 70 cents.
It's from what, Exoforce, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually come in a bunch of different sets. But we ran across one this weekend. It's reddish gold, and used that sucker's $251 for the sword. The surprise to me was how many sets it came in. And it's all 2004, 2005 sets, but they're all Knights Kingdom.
Night Kingdom.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah. And so there was two in the chess set, but only one in each of the others. It was just kind of cool because reddish gold's a cool color. We're going to come back to him in a minute. The micro figures, everybody's seen those. We saw our first one in metallic copper color this weekend. And we're like, yeah, I'm not sure that's real Lego because a lot of these don't have the Lego logo or the part number anywhere on it because of their size. And we did some searching around. And sure enough, it came in that metallic copper. That little micro figure's $3.50.
Jesus.
Wow. Yeah. And you know how tiny that thing is.
General Tron said, was it just the type of plastic used and intended to be pearl gold and had more reddish color? ?
No, it was intended to be a different color. It originally came out as a Bionicle color. Then the next one, everybody's seen these in black. It's those Technic wedge belt wheels. But we stumbled on them in pearl gold this weekend. And when we're looking it up, we found out that it also came in medium azure. We've never seen it in medium azure, but Now we're looking for it. But you go look at it in pearl gold, and I was surprised how many sets it came in. Because you think something like this, if it was in 4 sets, we should have seen it more. But it's in the Astronomy Tower, the Jazz Quartet, which we've built, and I didn't even realize it then. It's in Quidditch.
Those are all
So it's just
somewhat
kind
newer, though.
Huh?
Those are all somewhat newer.
Yeah, 2020, 2023 is the last one, I think. No, 2018 to 2022. Well, we've just never seen it in that color. Man, there's something for you mock guys when you need to put something bendable in place. We've had these in the past, but it's very, very rare we get them. They're not that expensive. I mean, it's only 13 to 15 cents used, but it's a flexible piece that snaps in. It's really thin. It's thinner than a base plate, so it doesn't course out correctly with the rest of the Lego build. But it is a flexible piece that you guys should be able to use pretty easy when you're trying to get bent shapes.
I've never,
seen that before.
I haven't either. It almost looks like one of them old slap things you get out of a machine.
Slap bracelets.
No,
And look, it's been
that sticks to a wall.
Yeah, the old.
Oh, like the silly hands or whatever, the stretchy hands. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it's bendable. You got to be careful with them because they quit making them in 1969. So
Jesus.
the older they get, the more brittle they get.
My parents were.
Then this one was kind of cool. We've had these before, but chrome gold in the grill. Not that it's worth a lot. I mean, it's $1.15, but it's just a really cool color for that part. And to be honest, I did not even look up to see how many sets it came in.
I just
5
don't
sets.
like the thing about most of these pieces, whereas I don't see where any of them would ever be needed for a mock. Like everything you showed tonight, I would never use any of those.
Yeah, the flex piece you could use when you're trying to get good connections. I mean, it takes place of snots and gives you a flexible connection. You could put the connection at whatever angle you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that chrome gold only came in stuff in 1999. So then we got this piece. And this was another one of those where like, that's not Lego.
That's a Ford 9-inch rear end missing the bell housing.
Yep.
Yeah, the pumpkin's gone.
Blew it
Pumpkin's
up.
gone, but it took us a while to find where it was because it wouldn't even show up on Brickin. But it's an axle that's designed to have something passing through it.
That would be the drive shaft.
Well, it should be, yeah. And then the last one was probably the really cool find of all. It's an old 9-volt motor. It's got stud holes on the bottom, the anti-studs as they call them in Europe. So you could snap it down in that orientation. But if you needed it in another orientation, there's a top and a bottom that snap on the sides of it that looks like that and that. So you could change the orientation of it. And when we found it, it was all snapped together and nothing we searched. Brickin wouldn't find it. Google search wouldn't find it. Nothing would find it. We didn't realize that it came apart. And finally, I just said, what the hell? It looks like this thing comes apart. If I break it, I break it. But the interesting thing, the motor itself, 1738 for the motor. The base, another $1.55, and the top, almost $5. It's like $23 for that assembly.
General Tron says he's got one of those. It's from the UFO mothership.
Oh, this motor is?
Yeah.
Let's go take it. It's from Coastal Patrol, F1 Hauler, Interstellar Starfighter, Intelligent House
Click on
Building.
that Interstellar Starfighter.
Yeah,
Is that the one he's talking about?
That means I have
What
that.
you're talking about. Yep.
And it's on the space shuttle, the old space shuttle.
I have the Interstellar Starfighter. That's that UFO line I was buying all of.
Oh, okay.
That
Yeah, so
technical space shuttle.
That's how the pieces go together, and we do have that pulley right there also. But anyway, it was just cool finds this week. We were doing a huge sort this past week. We went through about 100, 110 pounds of bulk and got every bit of it into inventory this past week.
Nice.
So she's washed another 100 pounds for us to start on this weekend.
I got about 7,000 or 8,000 pounds here if you want to buy it all.
Put it back into inventory.
Yeah, I'll start over.
And let you buy it again.
Yeah.
It's gonna add 20% this time though.
That's how I get from all my points from Lego. I just sell to him and buy it new from Lego.
There you go.
Got to flood the market.
You showed that Technic space shuttle from '96. It's crazy to think back then. I thought that was like one of the coolest sets ever. Looking at it, and now you look at.
Oh, I know. I love this.
Old Technic sets look so bad. I have the R2D2 and the C3PO. They are ugly.
But when you first got them 15 years ago, they were cool.
If you say so.
The parts changed a lot since then, and so does build technique. But
Yeah, I'll take the brick belt one over that one any day.
yeah.
I've got a whole bunch of we were actually talking a couple days ago. There's like 4 or 5 boxes down here, containers that have Star Wars sets that I've over the years bought and then like took apart. I think that I might sell them all. I don't know what I would use them for. There's like a couple in there I want to keep, but like I haven't realized like there's a bunch of sets in there that I didn't realize how much like money they're gaining. Like one of them is the Seinfeld set, or the two Friends sets for the Central Park and the apartments. All that stuff's getting pretty expensive.
Yep.
Makes me wonder why I ever opened anything to build it.
That's the Big Bang Theory set. I bought it. Wish now I'd have kept it.
Yeah, I've got it. I actually bought it 2 years ago. That's a set I'll never get rid of though.
Oh no, I'll never sell it.
Have I ever showed you what I have, George?
Depends on what we're talking about.
You know. Remind me to show it to you whenever we end the stream. I think Kaden knows I have it. I'm not going to show it online.
Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah, I think my new white whale set is the midi scale Nebulon B from San Diego from Comic-Con from whatever year that was. I didn't even realize it existed until like I don't know 6 months ago when I was looking at all the midi scales, and I have all of them but the Nebulon B, so I have all the official ones.
How much you willing to?
I'm willing to chat. They're like I think on Bricklink they're up there. I'm
Yeah, they're like 20 or $30.
Oh yeah, I call BS. Maybe for like one part.
Maybe for like the instruction book.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I have that. I don't know how I got it. A buddy of mine got it for me.
Yeah, I want to look one of these years, like be on the lookout for it at like the yard sale at Brick Fair and just see if anybody's got one.
That's how I found out about my favorite Marvel character, which happens to be a character that'll be talked about next week. Dark Phoenix. I didn't know they made a Comic-Con exclusive of it. I bought a fig from somebody. It's a custom fig, and it's the same exact like everything of the fig that Lego actually had printed. And I had it in my city, and somebody was like, "Hey, you might want to take that out. That's like a $450 minifig." I was like, "Nah, I bought it for like $35." They were like, nah, that's a Comic-Con exclusive. I was like, it's custom. And they were like, what? And I was like, yeah, it's custom. They were like, no, that came out. And I went to look for it. They had like an exclusive Comic-Con Dark Phoenix, and I had no idea that existed.
That's fantastic.
But there is the company that makes them do have like a little bit of like following. And apparently there's like, at the time when I was doing the city, I bought like every Spider-Man that I could find, and they had like maybe 10 to 15 different prints, and I bought them all. And apparently all those figs are starting to go up now. So like the third party market is definitely going up there.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to get too far into X-Men because that's another show. But the helicopter with Deadpool and Wolverine, I picked that up probably every time I went to the grocery store, said I'm going to buy it, and then I'd set it back down. Did that for like a year.
Idiot.
Never got it. Yeah, idiot. Freaking idiot. It is crazy. The Deadpool's still pretty pricey, but Wolverine, I mean, they've re-released him numerous times now. But a buddy of mine was at a local flea market that usually has quite a bit of used Lego, and he found 2 of the original Wolverines or Deadpools from those for like $20 a piece. I said buy them, and when I finally got them, I'm like, man, I hope these aren't Chinese knockoffs. Nope, they were real.
I've got the Deadpool
torsos and all.
I've got the Deadpool out of that with no cracked torso.
I wound up finding one from that didn't have a cracked torso. But yeah, that's the one small set I let get away that I wish now I'd have bought every damn one of them.
I have a custom minifig that someone made where they like added clay to it to make it not like normal minifigure, and it's a Phoenix, and not Dark Phoenix, but Phoenix.
Yeah,
it just has tits and a butt.
Nice.
The kid was really excited that he had it, and I was like, well, how much do you want for it? He's like, oh man, I really don't sell my stuff. And I'm like, because it's painted really nice, and like the belt around it's like actually like fabric.
Yeah.
And I was like, how much do you want for it? He was like, I just don't sell my stuff. I don't know. No one's ever asked that before. I was like, okay. And then like I explained to him it was like my favorite character walk away. He came back like maybe 15 minutes later. He was like, how about $20? I was like, sold.
That's a pretty good price for a custom minifigure.
General Tron says quite a few of the figs from the X-Mansion are pretty fire. Bishop and Gambit first runs. The Gambit and Bishop are pretty cool. I tried to buy a buddy of mine goes around and buys a whole bunch of used Lego, and he found all the figs for it for $35 from the X-Mansion, except for Charles and Wolverine and Storm. But Wolverine and Storm, if I'm not mistaken, are the same ones that came out in the CMF line. As far as for the most part.
They had an X-Men Collectibles minifigure series?
Yeah.
Where the hell was I?
Damn, it's not just X-Men, it's Marvel.
Oh.
It's got Wolverine, Storm, was it both versions of Moon Knight, or a version of Moon Knight, Loki.
Okay. Yeah, I know you're talking
about. Yeah. I think I got everything but the X-Men in that set.
I have extra Wolverines if you want them.
I got like 10 Wolverines from the mech.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't know if it's the same thing, but I've got them.
Yeah, say when I saw those for like $9.95 at Walmart, I bought every one of them. I wasn't making that mistake again.
Not that hell.
Hey, Richard, is that your buddy Chris that's buying all that stuff?
No. No. I will say, to talk about next week if George wants to. I've been talking about my buddy Chris about coming over here and buying all my comics. I have an entire run from I probably have about I'm going to say 20 books from X-Men 1 to X-Men 90 maybe. And then I have a solid run from 98 all the way to 350.
Good night.
I have multiple key issues of each one, and There's like certain ones, like I think it's 268 where Gambit falls in love with Rogue. I have that and like graded at a 9.8, signed by Chris Claremont. I have a Spider-Man Skyline 700 variant cover that's signed by every artist that has ever drawn Spider-Man, like Todd McFarlane, Stan Lee, John Romita Jr., John Romita, like all of them. I have an Infinity Gauntlet 1 signed by George Perez at like a 9.8. I told him, I was like, I have the classic X-Men series. I have the whole entire run. I have the whole entire Wolverine run. I have the whole entire Wolverine miniseries. Like, it's Lego was not my first passion when it came to all that.
So you're telling me you're going to sell all that and then go buy a small island somewhere?
Well, last time I checked, it's not graded, but I think an 8 in X-Men, the Giant X-Men 1, an 8.0, I think is like 10 grand. If not 10 grand, it's close to it. I have a New Mutants 98 that's at like a 9.2. I think that's like a $1,400 book.
We'll wait and talk about it next week, but I did something really stupid when I was younger, and I regret it now, involving X-Men collectibles. So, stay tuned next week.
Well, it is getting that time. What's everybody got going on this week? Everybody knows that I'll be out and about in a convention, and you will too, George.
Yep, I'll be in Brick Days, Omaha, Council Bluffs, Mid-America Center.
If you live 2 hours away from wherever George will be, you need to go ask him what docking is and why exactly it means something to him.
And Dan will be there with a road store. So
I don't know too many stores. I haven't looked at the layout yet to see what stores are even going to be at Brick Convention.
Citizen Bricks is going to be at ours. That's going to be the first show I've been to with them. So
really?
Yeah.
I got something to tell you after we get off then, so stick around. But it's been fun. Caden, you're doing anything crazy this week?
Working. Now that I'm traveling this weekend, I probably won't get a ton of work done on Hacksaw this weekend, but I'll try to get another few sections done for sure.
What about you, Gene?
We're headed to the Brick Convention.
Well,
we'll see you there.
Everybody, be back next week. We will have Mr. George once again with the late great Lando himself. Then after that, we will have Mr. George again with Mr. Dylan.
Hopefully Dylan's still in. I'm going to have to remind him like every day for the next 2 weeks.
It'll be fine. But I want to thank everybody for watching. It's been fun. Remember, go down to the description, follow George, follow Caden. I'm pretty sure everyone on here probably already does that. But come back next week. I will be posting a video sometime. It will have no like talking in it whatsoever, but it's going to be a slow show off of Bastogne set up at the convention. I will be bringing my camera for that, so you'll get some good quality. But tune in next week. Peace.
Yeah. Clicks and clacks, building blocks, let's begin. Stacks on stacks, with beards we always win. In a world of plastic, our minds spin. Brick by brick, where do we dive in? Brickin' with the beard, we never stop. Talking pieces, colors, go.